Hello, good day viewers. In this tutorial, we are going to find a solution to this interesting trigonometric problem. We are given that if A is equal to sine inverse of sine 5 and B is equal to cos inverse of cos 5, we're asked to find the value of m plus n plus p, for which this m, n, and p are all coefficients in the expansion of a squared plus b squared, because you can see them right here. A squared plus b squared is equal to m pi squared plus n pi plus p, for which m, n, and p are all constants. We need to find them before we substitute them here. So first of all, we need to find a squared plus b squared. But before then, I would like to simplify this a little bit using unit cycle. So suppose we have a unit cycle like this. We have y-axis and we have x-axis. Let's assume that this is 5 degrees. Let's assume this 5 is 5 degrees right here. Let's start with sine. Remember that sine depends on what? Y coordinate. So what happened if we have another one here, a reflection of the first one? This will be -5, definitely. So talking about sine, which depends on y coordinate, let's assume this value right here is, let me call it E. This point right here must be -E. You should remember that, because this leg is positive while this other leg is negative. So what happened if we have sine of 5? It will be equal to E, definitely, because it depends on y coordinate. What about sine of -5? Sine of -5, that will give us -E. But if we want them to be exactly the same, we can multiply both sides by negative sign, such that the right hand side will be positive. So negative sine of -5 will be equal to E, definitely. But remember that if a negative angle can be converted to a positive angle by adding complete cycle, which is 2 pi. So instead of this, we can write 2 pi to make it positive. It's all the same. So we have negative sine of -5 plus 2 pi. It will remain equal to E. And you know, according to the rule, we can take this negative sign inside. It is allowed in sine. So this will be sine of, this will become positive, this will become -2 pi, and this will remain equal to E. What does this mean? It means that if this is equal to E, this is equal to E, it implies that sine of 5 is also the same thing as sine of 5 minus 2 pi. So instead of this sine 5, we can now simply plug in sine of 5 minus 2 pi. So A from that equation is equal to sine inverse of sine of 5 minus 2 pi. This is just a logic. And sine inverse will cancel sine, which means that what? E must be equal to 5 minus 2 pi. We are done with E. Now let's go back to B. I'll wipe everything here. Now you should remember that cosine depends on what? X coordinate. So we are going to change this coordinate. Let me change it. So this time around, both cosine 5 and cosine of -5 will be the same, because they all depends on the same coordinate, which is this one. So if this point is C, let me call it C, it means that cosine of 5 is also equal to cosine of -5. They have the same thing. And if you want to change this to positive, you can just add complete cycle, which is 2 pi. Therefore, cosine of 5 is equal to cosine of -5 plus 2 pi, all the same. So now instead of this cosine, we can now replace it with this one. Instead of cosine 5, which is this, we can now write cosine of -5 plus 2 pi. So if that is the case, we have B is equal to cosine inverse of cosine of, instead of negative 5 plus 2 pi, we can write it as 2 pi minus 5, all the same, right? Such that this cancel this, we have b equals 2 pi minus 5. Let's write it here. B is equal to 2 pi minus 5. We're almost done. Now we would like to square them because we are looking for a squared plus b squared. So we have a squared plus b squared to be equal to the whole of 5 minus 2 pi squared for a. Then plus that of b is 2 pi minus 5 whole squared. So let's expand this. Using binomial expansion, we take the first time we square that. 5 squared is 25. Then minus, because of this minus, 2 times this times this. 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 times 2 is 20 pi. So we have 20 pi. Then plus second term squared. Negative 2 pi whole squared will give us 4 pi squared. Plus, we move to the second term. First term squared, that will give us 4 pi squared. Then minus 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 20 pi. Then plus second term squared, negative 5 squared is 25. We have 25. Let's collect the like terms. I think we have, let's start with pi squared. 4 pi squared, 4 pi squared, that will give us 8 pi squared. Then that of pi, we have negative 20, negative 40 pi. Then 25 is 50. All right, this is a squared plus b squared. But remember that a squared plus b squared is equal to m pi squared plus n pi plus b, which means that the whole of this, which is just, let me see if I have space here, which is just 8 pi squared minus 40 pi plus 50 is just a squared plus b squared. That will give us m pi squared plus n pi plus p. So let's relate. Coefficient of pi squared is m. Coefficient of pi squared is 8, which means that m is equal to 8. N is equal to negative 40. And finally, p is 50. But what are we looking for? We are looking for m plus n plus p. Therefore, m plus n plus p, this is equal to m is 8, n is negative 40, then p is 50. Negative 40 plus 50 is 10, and 10 plus 8 is 18, which implies that the whole of m plus n plus p is equal to 18. As simple as that. Thank you for watching. Do share to your learning colleagues, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more exciting videos. Bye bye.